we are learning about medial Y. When you see Y in the middle of a word, it means we got it from the Greek language. The Greeks didn't use I in the middle. They used Y in the middle. And we borrow a lot of words from the Greek language, and they've just stuck around. So when you see Y in the middle, it's called a medial Y, and it acts just like an I would. So if there is, let me just show you some. So if there is two consonants after it, like in symbol, then it's going to act like a short I because of those two consonants. If there is not, let's say the word time, like the spice time, that Y is going to act like a long I because of that E at the end. Mysterious. If you can think of some more medial Y words, throw them in the chat. Psychology. Almost spelled that wrong. Symphony. Dyslexia. So words that are Greek tend to be more lengthy. They tend to be a little bit more complex sounding, a little bit more complex looking. They tend to be more on the academic side. A lot of math and science words have medial Y. We get a lot of math and science words. A lot of medicinal words are from the Greek language. So they tend to be a little bit more on the longer side. But now the mystery is gone for you. Now, because you came today, because you didn't scroll Instagram, instead you came to reading class, now you know that when you see a medial Y, you're like, Greek word, sounds like an I. That's it. Now you know that knowledge is yours to keep. So let's work on it. And here we are. These words might have thrown you for a loop before today, but after today you're gonna be saying, you know what? Give me some more. Give me some more of these. I've got this. I mean, the regular person, when they look at number 3, they'll be running for the door. You might be thinking, can I really do that? But you just watch. You just watch how easy number 3 is going to be by the time we get there. Now, maybe not easy, but approachable, accessible. You'll be able to attempt it, all right? So number 1, we have this I has another vowel in the next 1 or 2 spots. Remember, Y is a vowel if it's not the first letter. So that is a vowel, which makes that say its name, I. This I, Y, is going to sound like an I, a short I, because those 2 consonants are after it. Y at the end of a longer word usually says E. So we have I, D, I, M, E. I-dim-me. I-dim-me. Okay? Try yours over here. Actually. So this I is going to say I because of the tap 2 rule. This Y is going to say I because of the tap 2 rule. There are 2 consonants after it. So this I says I because there's a vowel 1 or 2 doors down. This I does not get to say I because there's not a vowel in the next 1 or 2 spots. And then Y at the end usually says E. So here we have I, T, I, M, E. I, Timmy. I, Timmy. So far, so good? You with me? Let's try number 2. Now, the average person who didn't come to reading class today, they might think that that is not allowed to be a word because there's no vowels in it, right? They're like, somebody messed up on both of these number 2s. April has no idea what she's talking about because those words don't have a vowel in it, so they don't count as words. But you know that Y is a vowel if it's not the first letter, so yeah, they do. They might look mysterious, they might look intimidating, but let's just break it down so it's not either one of those things. So this Y is going to act like an I. It's going to say I because there's not a vowel in the next one or two spots. So we have N, I, P, nip. So what would yours say? Yeah. Ip, vip, right? You ready for number 3? Let's do this, right? Let me pull it up a little more. Let's do the first one together. This is gonna be so fun, you guys. It's gonna be so fun. Here we go. All right, this first I. Now remember, when I just took it away from you, I set you up and then pulled it away. When you're reading, especially an unknown word, figure out the vowels first. I implore you, figure out the vowels first. Then when you go to pencil read, your brain will already know what that vowel says. You won't have to stop and guess. It will already have been figured out and you can just go straight to the blending. So when you're reading, read the vowels first. When you're spelling, spell the vowels last. But that's for spelling class. So let's focus on our reading. Okay, vowels first. So here we have an I with another vowel in the next one or two spots. So it's going to say I. Here we have a I, right, that does not have a vowel in the next one or two spots. So it's not going to say I. It's going to make its regular short sound I. Here's another I, but this one's an actual I, and it's going to say I too because those two consonants after it. And then Y at the end of a longer word usually says E. Y at the end of a longer word usually says E. So it's getting broken up. Let's keep going. We have I, S, I, S, T, I, P, E. One sound at a time. We're gonna conquer this spelling mountain. I, ice, ice, ISIS, ISIST, ISISTE, ISISTIP, ISISTIPE, ISISTIPE. Did that make sense when I did it? Use that example to try it on your own over here. Blair, I'll address that question. That's a good one. As soon as we're done here with number 3. All right, so this I says I because there's a vowel 1 or 2 doors away. This I also says, this I'm calling the Y an I because it basically is just standing in for an I. Sounds like an I. It'll make a long sound because there's also another vowel in the next 1 or 2 spots. So those two I's, or that I and that Y, both make the same sound, I. This I is going to say I because there are 2 consonants after it. This Y says E. Now, if you didn't come up with this, try reading it now without me, now that I've just told you what those vowels are going to say. Okay, so we have I, L, I, P, I, M, E. I, I'll, I. That might have been the hardest part. Keep going. I lipe, I lipe, I lipe him, I lipe himmy, I lipe himmy. Put a Y, you got it, or A almost in the chat for me. Yeah, I will, Monica. Lots of almosts. Just a couple Y's. Nice. Okay. So I've had two requests. One is, how did I break up this word? So we have, if we have a vowel, consonant, vowel, the consonant is going to go to the end when I break up a word. If we have a vowel, consonant, consonant, vowel, consonants will be split. And if there are 3 consonants between the vowels, it will be a 1-2 split for the consonants. So here I have a vowel, consonant, vowel. Consonant goes to the end. Vowel, consonant, consonant, vowel. Do the split right in the middle. Same with this one, split right in the middle. That's how I would break apart that word. And then I was also asked to say the vowel thing again. Here it is. When you're reading, read the vowels first. When you're spelling, spell the vowels last. So when we're thinking about the vowels, read them first, spell them last. And if you're in my spelling class, you know that we do the consonant, we spell all the consonants first, then we go back and spell the vowels. We spell the vowels last. We read the vowels first so that your brain is ready to pencil read. All right, number 4. So here we have a digraph blend, THR, with a Y that's saying I here because of the tab 2 rule. So we have thrip, thrip, thrip. So what would yours say over here? Are you having fun? Is this fun? Okay, so this Y says I. This digraph blend, we have shrip, 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 shrip. That's, I had to make sure I was saying that right. That was a hard one. How did you do on shrip? Y or A? Shrip. It's like ship, but you have to add that after the SH. Shrip. Nice. See? Look how easy that was for you. That you might have looked at shrip 30 minutes ago and thought, I have no idea what that word is. Well, congratulations. Congratulations. All right. We have a few minutes for extra practice. Which one of these would you like me to try with you? We probably can do at least 2 or 3, maybe even 4. Put your request in the chat. I know how to read all of the words. Congratulations. Okay. Number 8. Oopsie. Okay, number 8. We have I and I. Looks like I forgot to put a medial Y in this word, but we can still read it. And an E. Go ahead and try this one on your own. That's wonderful, Joseph. Good. Don't forget that L and those 2 L's in this word. Pay attention to those 2 spots. Okay, so we know that these 2 I's are going to make their short sound I and I because there are 2 consonants after each of them. Y at the end of a longer word usually says E. So we have P, L, I, S, I, M, P, L, E. Pull, pull, pliss, plissy, plissim, plissimp, plissimple, plissimply, 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 plissimply. Okay, number 5. Let's try number 5. Go for it. You've got this. Try it. Don't let an L or an R come after that P. Go straight to the I sound. Okay, so this I, this medial Y, I keep calling it an I, but it acts like an I, right? So it's hard not to. But this medial Y acts as an I would. So this I is going to sound like I because the next two letters are consonants. Same with this I, it's going to say I because the next two letters are consonants. Y at the end of a longer word usually says E. Not always, but usually. So we have der. Dry. It's tempting to say dry, isn't it? Because we know how to spell the word dry, D-R-Y. But words in isolation are often pronounced quite differently than when they are tucked inside of a longer word. So we can't rely on that memory of a small word if we see it in a longer word, because those vowel sounds change depending on the letters that are around it, just like this one. This Y is saying I because of those two consonants after it. So dri, drim, drimp, drimpi, drimpish, drimpishy, drimpishy. How'd you do on drimpishy? Y or A? I keep putting an L after the P. Yeah, that's why I threw that out there. Don't let an L come in after the P. It's just such a temptation. How did you do on this one? Y, yes, or A, almost. Drimpishy. You were probably just one sound off. That is super, super close if you didn't get it all the way. All right. What other request did I have up here? Number 10. Okay. Bunch of asks for number 10. Let's try it. This R, I can already tell, is going to be the hard guy. So we're going to control that spot when we read it. You are in charge of that area in the word. It is not in charge of you. Okay? Be the boss of that spot, that R. So this Y is going to say I because of the tap 2 rule. Two consonants after it. This I is also going to say I for the same reason. Y at the end of a longer word usually says E. So all of the sounds are F, L, I, M, P, R, I, K, E. One sound at a time. Full, fly. Again, we have to be careful not to say fly. We might recognize that word as fly, but when it's in the inside of a longer word, we can't rely on what it says when it's by itself. This Y is going to say I now because of the letters that are around it. So fly, flim, flimp, flimper, flimpri, flimprick, flimpricky, flimpricky. It's the R and the L that are going to be the tricky spots. Flimpricky. I'm dying to know how you did on flimpricky. How did you do on flimpricky? Let me see here. Easy. Wow. Nice. Yay! Okay, several almost, so you're not the only one. Don't think you were the only one. There's several almost in there. All right, let's end on an easy one. I want easier, never easy, but slightly easier. I want you to try number 1. What do you think number 1 would say? So if that Y says I, then we have k, l, I, f, t, clift, clift. And try to put your pencil down and try number 2. Pencil read it in your mind. Blip, blip. Try number 4 without your pencil, in your mind. Chip, if it were a Greek word. Chip. Do the same thing with number 6. Brin, brin, right? So how are you feeling? How are you feeling about my favorite lesson? Do you like it as much as I do? So we learned that when you see a Y in the middle of a word, it's a medial Y. It's a Greek word, and that Y is pronounced just as if it were an I. Isn't that fun? Congratulations on your new knowledge. I'm so glad you came today so that you could learn that and use it for the rest of your life. You're amazing, my friends. I'll see you Wednesday. Bye, everybody.